Hello everyone, I'm the Nerdy Fool and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We are still exploring through Baldur's Gate, seeing what interesting things we can find. We are getting towards the edge of the city, I would think. We have a couple of quests that we can go back to. But for now, I think we're still just randomly exploring. I do see this crowd ahead of us, so I think I'm going to head down that way and see what's going on.
These common folk need to learn to respect authority. Good thing I'm happy to teach them.
Yeah, that's a terrible mentality, but sure.
Pantella's in a mood. Don't get in that fist way when she's in a mood.
I swear, this fist is just trying to provoke me, but I'm not gonna fall for it.
Even before they got those big metal bruisers, the fists were obnoxious. But now...
Yep, they've been given more power.
Think I'll just sit back and rest my weary limbs while these angry youngsters sort matters out.
Northeast, Baldur's Gate. Northwest, House of Grief.
Oh, speaking of checking out Shadowheart's quest, I was thinking this looked churchy. Is this... No, that's actually just a fancy house. The Jannath estate. We robbed... That was one of the bank vaults we robbed. But northwest is this way. Should be taking us towards the House of Grief. Do I want to do her quest? I do, because her parents are captured and I kind of want to free them. Something just broke. That door just broke for no obvious reason. Well, that allows us to see into your estate. Hello? Huh. Change of plans. I want to check out this estate. That suddenly piqued my interest.
A good day to you, sir. I apologize, but Lady Jannath is not currently welcoming visitors. If you are here with regards to her recent marriage, you may leave any gifts or warm wishes with me, and I will ensure she receives them.
Curse you, Jannath!
Forgive me. As you can hear, Lady Jannath is indisposed at present. Please come back another time.
You look surprisingly dapper in a way that I didn't expect a Dragonborn. Like, that hat looks great. And you are. Your discretion is admirable. Now tell me what's going on here. Indisposed. It sounds like she's being murdered. I need to enter my business with Oscar. Do I? I don't recall what that's referencing. Sounds like they are a very happy couple. Dragonborn, your cuss words contain more truth than this human rhetoric. Speak plain. I mean, it's the Dragonborn option. We've got to go with it.
You've a quick ear for truth, Scale Friend. I'll not hide it from you. Lady Jannath wishes for some time alone with her new spouse, and has sent her staff on holiday accordingly. Were you to try and enter, there'd be nothing I could do to stop you. After all, I am on holiday.
Okay. Because I also do want to use the option of it sounds like she's being murdered. Free the artist. Oh, dude, that was ages ago. Where with the Zentrum, we found an artist captured, and he said that he was in love with a girl, but then scheduled to marry someone important in Baldur's Gate, and ran away because he didn't want to make a decision before getting captured. So I guess he is back. Lady Jannath must have been the fiancé, and they're not happy now. Wow. Okay, that's going way back to early game. Dearest Fi-Fi, I write hoping you received word from Oscar at last, or made any headway at all as to his whereabouts. I've known you for too long to believe you're not tossing and turning at night over his absence. You must be worried sick. Do let me know as soon as you hear anything. I promise I'll keep any news, good or ill, in the strictest confidence. We both know how the nobility love to gossip. With love and concern, Maria. Letter of apology. Madam, please forgive me for my inability to clear your fine house of what haunts it. Though Lathander's light is mighty, it, like all things, has its limits. Have you tried Seluna? She thrives by night, and believe me, your house is deep in night. Best wishes, Dawnbringer Huang. Okay. Yeah, there's something going on in your house. Could go upstairs, but let's check out the bottom floor first. Golden candelabrum received condition burning. Lots and lots of times. There is a ton of noise going on here. Poltergeists. Fun. Hey, been revealed because of our sea invisibility. It's actually helping. Oh, there are lots of them. Do we just wait to see how many more show up? Or do we split our people with true sea invisibility into separate rooms? And can you sneak attack a poltergeist? So you resist all melee attacks, acid, thunder, fire, lightning, and are immune to necrotic, cold, and poison. Okay. Dark vision, ethereal, corporeal movement, opportunity attacks against you have disadvantage. Visible by nature, this creature can only be seen through magical means. Glad we have those. At least the invisibility is helping in this fight. Because in that last fight, it seemed worthless and it was annoying me. Immune to falling damage. Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, I'm not seeing any more poltergeists showing up. So let's have you fly over to this one, I suppose. Can you... It like briefly shows that it thinks there's a spot, and then it changes its mind. Alright, can you fly over to these ones? Yes. Oh, this... As soon as I go to click, suddenly there's not a path. Alright, we're gonna hold off on you. Move other people first, because apparently pathfinding is really failing.
Yes, here.
Immune necrotic damage, that's fine. Don't miss. Oh, we've got another one. Didn't quite kill it, Starion. Come on. Can you now get over here? Like, it showed a path for a while and then got confused. But he moves farther with fly, which is why I'm trying to get him to fly over to here. But it seems like once he gets to the door, he doesn't know how to fly anymore. So can you walk through the door and then fly so you have more movement? No, not enough movement speed. Of course not. Alright, then just try and get out of the way so the rest of the party can actually get in here. Not the most helpful. Oh, you can dash. Right. Dash over to here, please. There you go.
Stay on my feet.
So, of elemental damage, acid, cold, fire, lightning, poison, and thunder. Yeah, you're resistant or immune to all of them. Because I could just still ignore the fact that you're resistant and still hit you. Or I could go with something like force damage, which you don't resist. But it uses a spell slot and does a lot less damage. Like half as much damage. I could also just summon my own ghouls to have undead fight undead.
Here we go again.
We'll just go Shocking Grasp. Good opening option.
Need to find a way forward.
Hopefully there aren't a bunch of other poltergeists in this room. There probably are, though. You're not going to do anything? Perfect. They don't have a weakness to Radiant, which is what I would have hoped for. I mean, they don't resist Radiant. But if they had a weakness for it, I'd use Spirit Guardians and just walk forward in case any are invisible in there.
Down with you.
Moving.
Perhaps I should have sent her on this side. Because I'm going to be sending Lae'zel on this side so that she can spot any more. So we've kind of left Astarion by himself. Which may not be the smartest choice.
Victory awaits.
Alright. Let's send you in here. Yep, we do spot more. We've got you. Oh, and another one here. Level up. Is that level 12? Yeah, because we're already level 11, and level 12 is the max of this game. That's super cool. Fortunately, Varric is far closer to them than I would have preferred. But that's what happens when enemies are invisible. Forceful throw, that's your chosen action. We got a journal update on this. Wow, I didn't realize that combat would still be going while I'm looking at quests. Where? Free the artist, there we go. The Jannath estate is clearly haunted. We should find out what's causing this. Okay. Forceful throw. Throw an item at a creature, wounding it and possibly knocking it prone. Have your items deal more damage. Sure. Roll again to use the new result. Oh, dude. That was a big object to throw. Alright, neither of you are close to dead yet. Miss. Come on. Oh well. Good crit. That was a solid hit. Another crit.
Come on, can't stay up.
Alright. What to do about you guys? I mean, we're not really in any danger, it seems. This seems like a pretty easy fight. Oh, there are additional enemies above us. More poltergeists above us that we'll need to deal with, but aren't part of this fight necessarily.
Breathe deep.
Anyway, pull back away from the poltergeist, please. Perfect. Ow. I mean, at least the poltergeists are easy to deal with. More or less. You can't really use your last attack. I suppose if I had put her in the doorway, she could have shot her. No, she wouldn't have had the angle to shoot her bow. No, I think your turn is effectively over. We can't use your action to dash because you've already used most of it. Let's have you try and do the Wrathful Smite again. Don't miss, please. Another miss on a 75 again. You gotta roll better, man. There we go. Level up to level 12. Which, to my understanding, is max level in this game. So we gain another 6th level spell. Gate, Circle of Death. Eye Bite, Globe Invulnerability. Cloud Kill. Problem is, I usually have allies in the same area as enemies, and so things like Cloud Kill are bad. Yeah, I don't know. Just trying to think of what I would actually end up using. We've got tons of damage spells that... So it's like, do I need more damage spells? Probably not. But would I actually ever use Globe of Invulnerability? Or Hold Monster? Because using my action to try and give a save... Save or suck spells are bad. Where you use a 5th level spell slot in this case, they make a save. So it uses my turn and my spell slot, and if they make their save, my turn's just over. It just wasted the spell slot. Things that are, you know, target takes half damage on a save, those feel far better. Arcane Gate seems like it could theoretically be interesting depending on circumstances. Keep going back to Circle of Death, 8 to 48 damage as a sphere around a target. So you just do tons of necromancy damage to a group. Could be very powerful. But it is just another attack spell. But it's an area attack spell that does tons of damage. But it's necrotic damage. And I assume when we're going against the Dead 3, they probably resist or are immune to necrotic damage. And ultimately, at this point, that's what we should be focusing on, is we're reaching endgame and we should be deciding how we're going to, like, what spells we're going to need for that fight. I would think. But I'm going to take it anyway. Sounds like it could be cool. And I'm more likely to use that in combat than Globe of Invulnerability. And then we get a feat. And this is where I've always struggled. So we're already at our max charisma. So now I just need to choose an actual feat that's going to do something useful for me. We could go with something like Elemental Adept. For lightning. But part of me thinks that some of my draconic stuff already is doing that. I become resistant to lightning, resistant to fire. When you cast spells that deal type associated with your draconic ancestry, you add your charisma. No, maybe I don't have anything that's overcoming their resistance. Yeah, so maybe I should get this just so I can make sure that my lightning spells, as long as they aren't straight up immune, then my lightning spells always do normal damage. That's probably a very good choice. Is there anything else that I think could be better? I mean, I keep going back to Ritual Caster just because I don't want to have to keep swapping parties whenever I rest, just to get Longstrider back on us. It'd be a huge waste of a feat. Spell Sniper would allow me to crit on a 19. That's also powerful. Warcaster for advantage on saving throws to maintain concentration could be good. No, I think Elemental Adept makes the most sense. We'll go with that for our final level up for Varric. Lae'zel, what are we doing with you? So you've maxed your strength, which is what we would want with you. You've already got the two-handed... Or do we not? When you land a critical hit or kill a target with a melee weapon attack, you can make another melee weapon attack as a bonus action that turn. Attacks with melee weapons you're proficient with and are wielding in both hands can deal an additional 10 damage at the cost of a -5 attack roll penalty. Am I ever so confident in our attack rolls that I want to take a -25% to our hit? I won't say it never happens, but probably not super often. Mage Slayer. Break concentration, reactions to saving throws from melee ranged casters. Probably not. Mobile is what we gave to Astarion, and it's super good. More movement speed and the ability to maneuver afterwards. Opportunity attacks when targets come within range if we switched her to a polearm. But I think we are going to keep her with her silver sword. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we didn't give her the heavy weapon feat because all she has is Savage Attacker. Is that just the Great Weapon Master? I thought there was like a specifically two-handed weapon. It's got to be what this is. Yeah, I mean, there are definitely times where I would use the -5 when enemies just aren't that hard to hit. But against, like, bosses or whatever. And she only crits and kills so often. Just doesn't feel that amazing. Deal more damage, charge forward, and slam your weapon into the first enemy in your way. Yeah, I'm just not seeing anything that's calling out to me as amazing. We could give her Sentinel. That's probably a reasonable choice. Where if an enemy attacks an ally, she gets an attack of opportunity. So if she's next to an enemy who's next to Shadowheart or Astarion, she gets free attacks of opportunity every time they attack one of them. And more attacks is better. I think that's reasonable. It's not critical for her capability, but it's good enough. Alright, Shadowheart. Level 12 Cleric. What are you getting? Prepare spells. Yeah, I don't think anything actually changed here. You had the same spells available. Don't even know if you got a new spell slot. No, you didn't. And I have no idea what to give you. Because you wear medium armor. Yeah? No? You can probably wear heavy. No, Trickery Domain is going to be medium. Yeah. I wish I could see her character sheet. That's one thing that Baldur's Gate did not do. Is in Level Up. I wish I could see like her whole character sheet to get a better idea of exactly what her stats are. Because I could back out, look at her stats, and then decide. But that's just tedious. Bonus to your AC you can gain from Dexterity becomes +3 instead of +2. That doesn't help you because you only have a +1. And your weapon of choice is a mace right now. Warcaster is tempting. Do you automatically get Shocking Grasp as a spell? Basically, if she uses things like Bless or whatever that boost the party, which she does often enough, this will give her the advantage on concentration. Or Spirit Guardians, which I used to use a lot, but it would drop every time an enemy hit her, which sucked. Warcaster's tempting. Is there anything else more important? I'm thinking probably not. Spell Sniper for the crits same reason, could be good. But no, I think Warcaster. Give her the concentration bonus. Yeah, we're gonna go with that. And lastly, Astarion. With your giant gloves. Just a new feat for you as well. Your dex is not actually maxed right now, so we want to max that out. There probably are plenty of things that boost dexterity. When prone, standing up uses significantly less movement. Your jump distance also increases by 50. Not critical, but it would give him the dex bonus. Dual wielder. Two weapon fighting even if your weapons aren't light. +1 bonus to AC while wielding a melee weapon in each hand. So that would just give him a +1 AC. We could give him medium armor proficiency to give him that dex bonus. Probably not. Sharpshooter is interesting. He doesn't use his crossbow often, but on occasion. Doesn't give him the dex bonus. Proficiency, that would give him a dex bonus. No, there aren't really anything that gives dex bonus. We could go with just the ability increase. Maybe that's the call. Because we could boost his dex and his int or wisdom. Because I feel like athlete is just not the winning upgrade. And there just wasn't anything else that gave him a dex bonus. There isn't a light armor master, which strikes me as odd. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with ability improvement, actually. Give him that dex bonus and then probably wisdom. Helps with perception things, which is always nice. And wisdom saving throws, which are one of the main saving throws that get used on us. And I think everyone else picked up ability improvement at one point, so it makes sense to give it to him now as well. Alright. I'm going to be happy enough with that. So, yeah. What is going on in your home with all the poltergeists? Can do some random reading. Not important. Feast for a 10-day. The following recipe requires a day or more to make. Inform your servants to cook this sauce the day before, then again for some time on the day on which it is to be consumed. The earthy and comforting flavors will thus have time to blend. Lots of ingredients. I'm not going to bother reading all that. Those of you that actually want to try and make that, you can read it yourself.
What's in here?
Okay, so the poltergeists seem to not have anything on them. Pile of Ashes has 2 items in it. Brass locket and a letter, Dearest Ferelia. A charred love note, nearly illegible, addressed to Lady Jannath, apparently from a rejected suitor. The name of the sender has been burned away. I mean, I really should go upstairs to see what all the banging
Moving ahead.
and what all's going on. The absolute end, we've read that. Bunch of rotting food. Spoiled food. That's odd because she still lives here, yes? Like, you see rotting food in places where... like ruins. Hello, Poltergeists. Are we gonna be friends? Maybe? Nope. Why am I not surprised? So we've got 2 Poltergeists that we can see so far. Let's have you fly up to this one. And are you gonna miss another 75? You did not. Well done. Why are you... Haunting aura. Nearby creatures will be affected with phantasmal force. D6 of damage each turn. Huh.
There's blood in the air.
Alright, Astarion, can you make it over to this one? You cannot. Can't reach destination? I beg to differ, but alright.
Time to move.
Shocking that you can now make it to this destination. Goodbye. Did not think you were going to die that fast. Huh. Alright, dash over here, I suppose. Just so you can get one more attack in. You are taking a lot of damage from these pushes. Alright, so in theory now I should do full damage to you.
Time for some bloody work.
You shouldn't resist lightning anymore. Yeah, 30 damage. That's what I'm talking about. Art Appraisal
I'll give it a shot.
by Goner Mod begins with this. My mother took me aside one morning and told me my father had gone crazy. I was 7 at the time. In her defense, she was pretty gentle about it. Your dad's okay. He's just gone crazy is all. When I asked her if crazy meant he'd lock himself in his study again to paint for 3 days, she told me no, he'd attacked her with a sharpened paintbrush. She said it just like that. Matter of fact, no tears in sight. They had been married for 6 years, tying the knot 1 year after Mum pushed me out between her legs in a garden shed in the boonies outside Waterdeep. That is a description. Art is a funny thing. Mitcher and Webston tell us in their excellent breakdown of the craft that good art replicates life, whilst great art overcomes life. That morning, at 7 years old, with unlaced shoes and a friction burn on my butt from scooting too fast across the floor, I learned the truth of that, and its corollary, that while overcoming that strange thing called life, great art can gobble it up just as easily. Alright. We have doors over there, and here. Let's go through here first, I suppose. There are lots of creaks and breaking noises.
On my way. That's curious.
Contractor's record. A quickly scrawled invoice of work completed. Record of work 29 Tarsakh 1492 DR. It is currently 1492. I don't know the current day and month. Complete installation, sliding door, concealed to cubby in atelier. Initial quote 500 gold. Final invoice 575 gold. Additional cost structural reinforcements after door installation, making it more secret per client's request. So there is a concealed door to a cubby in the atelier. I don't know necessarily what an atelier is, but sure. Your new ring. Dear Lady Jannath, our most profound and gracious thanks for your patronage and granting us the honor of crafting your wedding ring. We wish you the greatest joy for your upcoming nuptials, and should you desire in years to come to mark the happy occasion with a gift of similar craft and quality, we'd be delighted to offer you our services once more, along with a returning customer discount. Yours in artistry, Amatullah. Beneath the signature is a stamp of a shining jewel, the words "The Glitter Gala" embossed in gilt across the center. Okay. So she's preparing for a wedding, which is probably related to the artist that we are looking for, who is potentially trapped. Well, it's showing that, I guess that's the center of this whole area that he's trapped. Not that he is necessarily in this room. Though he might be. There are additional stairs here going down somewhere that we didn't get to on the lower floor. That go to this side of things. I assume that connects somehow. Although this has been going a little long. Not terribly so, but maybe this is a reasonable place to put a cut, because I suspect this is going to take too long if I tried to finish this whole manor in a single episode. Yeah, so we'll put a cut here. Next time, keep exploring our way slowly up the house and see what we can find. I do see this ledge here with no obvious stairs leading to it that we could easily fly to. I'm tempted. But yeah, next time we'll pick it up from here. See you guys then. Thanks for watching. Bye.